Hello friends, welcome to Power Plant Guru. In our new video, uh, where we are going to talk about the top 5 reasons of gas turbine tripping, or where the major problems come. So this is a series, and the first video on exhaust spread or combustion spread we have already created. Now this video we will talk about the vibration issue. I was a bit late in preparing the video. Please excuse me for that. I tried to create a video on vibration, but it seems it's going to be long video. So what I have done is I have tried to capture the details of the vibration system, which essentially you should know when we talk about the protection like tripping and other things. So this video is going to be uh, explaining you what are the details essential through a PNID in a gas turbine system. I have taken an example of 90 machines where you can understand what are the equipments, how they are placed, what the function, high level thing, and then probably we can in the next video we can understand the tripping or the anomalies there. So let's go. Yes, so let's continue on this particular screen. So if you see, this is a typical PNID for a G gas turbine system. And here on the left side, there is inlet air system, compressor, turbine, and then the exhaust. And if you see, here is the bearing 1, bearing 2, and bearing 3. So bearing 1, let's talk about it, is here at the center of the center line at the inlet bell mouth, and it is very close in contact of the fresh air. So operating temperatures are comparatively low. And here is one thing where you have a journal bearing and a thrust bearing both. Definitely, there will be a thrust collar. Based on that, there will be an active side, there will be an inactive side. Active side is where, on the operating regime where the load is there, that will be the active side. And inactive side will be used during the startup and shutdown. So that's the both side of the thrust bearing will take load accordingly, and here is the anchor. It will try to keep the shaft in position. So this bearing will have a radial, I mean journal bearing, as well as a thrust bearing. So that's bearing 1. Bearing 2 is here, which is the somewhere at the discharge of the compressor outlet, we can say. And this will be a very high temperature zone because there are this other will be air leakages as well as the heat coming from the combustion area also. And this will be only pure journal bearing. There will be some tilting pads, journal bearing kind of arrangement to take care of some misalignment or movement in the shaft. Third one is also at the exhaust side, or that the aft frame side, and this will be a very high temperature zone, and there also a journal bearing only supporting the radial loads. Tilting pad journal bearing would be will be there. So this is based on what I have been working and what I have experienced with G6B and 9E machines. There may be different arrangement for different machines, but this video will give you an idea that how a typical arrangement looks like. Okay. Now let us talk about what are the difference these sensors or probes, how do you understand, and how do you decode that. So let's take this particular where 77RP. So what this means 77RP? So this is basically a key phasor. Key phasor is what it is very much important to understand the vibration pattern. So how it does, there will be a notch in the shaft, and at every rotation, this sensor capture the position of that notch and understand how after what time this notch is coming, and accordingly it will record that, and all of your sensor readings other than this vibration readings need to be read in the context of this key phasor system. If let's say, for example, your key phasor signals are not working properly, or the probe has an error or anything like that, you have loose connection or something like that, then entire your vibration system goes for a toss. None of your reading you will be able to analyze, utilize for any of the troubleshooting. So that's a very important piece which you should remember. Definitely, if you are there in the plant, you might be knowing this, or if you are starting to learn, this will be a good thing to know about. Then let us talk about the other sensors which are there in the 39VS series. So this are the proximity probes. So most of vibration measurement revolves around these kind of probe only, and these are non-contact type probes which sits on the your mountings, and uh, it emits some kind of eddy current which is generated at the tip of the probe. And for example, let's say this probe is sitting here, and it is not touching to your shaft. Let's assume this is the shaft, this is the center line, but let's assume this is the shaft, and it tried to give electromagnetic signal, and based on that there is a response received. Now let's say this during the vibration this shaft goes somewhere here, somewhere here, somewhere like this, then there will be a distance change from which this eddy current is reaching to the shaft, and then getting it back, feedback. So based on this movement, it try to understand how the shaft is moving. So as shaft moves closer or further away, the probe output voltage changes, and this allow a change in the reading which your vibration probes are reading. So these are the probes which are installed on all bearing housing mountings, and there will be something 90-degree apart. So let's say I do not know whether I will be able to draw this because I am using a different computer this time. So let's say here is your center line. Then if you cross it vertical, then at 45-degree there will be one probe, and at center line to the 45-degree there will be one probe. So here is the center line, just assume, and then you have one probe here, one probe here. So two probes at 90-degree, but from center line 45-degree. That kind of arrangement will be there for a probe 1 and probe 2. So that is there on proximity probes, which will give you a velocity, basically mm per second or inches per second kind of reading. And a common standard which I have experienced is your machine trips at 1 inch per second, which is close to 12 or 25 mm sort of mm per second, and half of that would be alarm. So numbers may change as per the machine, but that's what I remember. And similarly here for the second VS series would be there on your second bearing and the third bearing. Then there is some extra on 96 series, which is for axial position monitoring. So on these two bearing 2 and bearing 3, you don't have the thrust bearings. So you need not to be worried about that 96 or the axial position monitoring. But here in this case, in the first bearing, you have that kind of sensors also. Yeah. So accordingly, this will be, your check that how your shaft is moving in this direction, X and Y direction or not. So if in addition to vibration monitoring, turbine continuously measure the rotor axial position. This probe monitors movement of the thrust collar So here is a thrust collar on the either side. There is active and inactive pad of bearing, and then it will understand that how your thrust collar is moving. Why it is monitoring? Because your turbine blades which are static, rotary, and there is a very fine gap in between that. And rotor blade, let's say, if moves something like this or something like that, then definitely there will be a kind of risk that there may be rubbing or some sort of contact between static and rotary blades, which is extreme dangerous situation. Similarly, in the compressor also, there will be static and rotary blade alternate to each other, and if there is an axial movement, then there is a chances that there also damage can happen. So this axial position monitoring is for that. And then you have your bearing temperature monitoring system, BT. And so BT, if you see, there are two BTs, BTJ, BTT. So BTJ is for general bearing, BTT is for your thrust bearing. So all that temperature sensors will be marked accordingly. You can pause the video, you can watch that how individual sensors for each bearing. Here is BTT I can see, here is BTJ I can see. On in these bearings only BT T will be there because there is no sorry, BTJ will be there because there is no thrust bearing here. Yeah, so just have a look and try to refer to your actual PNID where you have all these sensors marked in your machine and have a good read of that. In the next video, we will discuss how this logic of individual vibration sensor to link to other vibration sensor and tripping. So that we will cover in the next video. I want to make it crisp and small so that it has your attention time. Yeah, thank you for watching Power Plant Guru. Please post any questions if you have. We have a limitation of time, but we will try to, respond to the queries as soon as possible. Thank you for sparing your time. Thank you. Bye.